Hello, before we begin with our presentation for today, we would like to introduce ourselves first. My name is CHYNTIA DIAN, and there are 4 more members in our group, which it is SANI Jackson, ANAK SANI, CLAUDIA NADING, Laura NATASHA, ANAK ALVIN KIELLAND, and IZETTI SYUHAILA BINTI SUKARDIN. Today, I would like to present about the introduction. The case study we conduct is about the proposed upgrading and improving the pavement. This project was commissioned by Jabatan Kerja Raya Sarawak and involved 2 key parties, which it is Perunik Anggun Tegas Sendirian Berhad as the appointed consultant and Kalaka Jaya Sendirian Berhad as the main contractor. The overall contract value for the project is 31,663,911.85. Site possession officially began on 30 August 2022, and the project is scheduled to be completed within 80 months, with the target completion date set for 29 February 2024. To ensure the quality and compliance, the contract includes a defect liability period of 12 months. This means that any defect or issue that arises within a year after the completion must be rectified by the contractor. Additionally, if any remedial works are carried out during the period, they will be subject to an extended 6-month defect liability period for the further ensuring the durability and standard of the construction works. Furthermore, as part of the contractual requirement, a performance bond amounting to 1,583,195 ringgit 59 cents has been provided. This bond acts as a financial guarantee to protect the client and at the same time to ensure that the contractor must fulfill all the obligations outlined based in the contract. It also reflects the commitment to deliver the project according to the agreed terms, timeline, and the quality expectation. Next, this is the figure for our project locality for our case study.
Hi, my name is Laura NATASHA, and I'll be discussing about the literature review. So, procurement is not just about selecting contractors, it's about managing risk, controlling costs, and ensuring timely project completion. As led by Nur Rahim and Abdul Karim in 2022, a structured procurement approach greatly improved project outcomes. It's also similar with the Aziz 2024, emphasized that with the right procurement system, we can reduce unnecessary delays and financial overruns. Now, before we go into the types of procurement system, it is important to understand what factors influence the choice. This includes the scope of the project, its complexity, the timeline for delivery, and the level of risk involved. According to Abdul Jalil and colleague in 2024, these elements are essential when deciding the most appropriate procurement strategy. There are several commonly used procurement systems in Malaysia. The first one, we have traditional system. This is where design and construction are handled separately. While this method is slower, it allows for very clear roles and responsibility. It's often used when transparency and control are prioritized. And the second one is the design and build. In this method, a single contractor manages both design and construction. These integrations help reduce project duration and often lead to better cost control. And the third one is management contracting. This most suitable for complex or high-risk project is allow the main contractor to manage various subcontractors, giving more flexibility in both scheduling and scope. Now, let's look at the practical example of road upgrading projects. The traditional system is often considered the best choice for infrastructure project like this. Why? Because it allows more careful planning, sequentially execution, and strict quality control at each phase. According to the Jabatan Kerja Raya Sarawak, this system provides a high level of accountability, which is especially important for government-funded infrastructure work. So, under this contract type, this contractor agrees to complete all the required work for a fixed price. According to New, He and Wu 2019, this approach gives project owner greater cost predictability and control over their budgets. So, lump sum contract offers several key benefits, especially from the client perspective. The first one is cost predictability. The total project cost is agreed upon upfront, making financial planning much easier. This is especially helpful for government projects with strict budget. The second one is contractor motivations. Because contractors must work within their fixed price, they're more motivated to complete the project on time within the budget. So, the third one is risk management. This contract type significantly reduces the risk of cost overrun for the client, since the financial burden of the unexpected expenses usually fall on the contractor. However, one critical factor in the success of lump sum contract is accurate cost estimation. Contractor must correctly estimate the first one is the labor required, the cost of material, and the potential risk involved. If these estimates are inaccurate, the contractors may suffer financial losses or the bid may become uncompetitive. Choosing the right contractor is important. It ensures that the project is delivered on time, stay within budget, and meets the expected quality standard. However, traditional selection method often focus too much on price and may overlook key factors like technical ability, experience, and risk management. For the PA2 project, structured procurement method was used. This ensured that only qualified contractors with the right capability were considered. Since PA2 is a government-sponsored infrastructure project, it was essential that selected contractor meet very specific technical, financial, and legal criteria. For the several key criteria guided the selection process, the first one experience, the second one technical ability, and the third one is legal compliance. These criteria help ensure that the selected contractor could manage the risk and demand of a major public project. This selection process also followed two-step model. The step one is pre-qualifications and the second one is final selection. So for this project, the selected contractor is Kalaka Jaya Sendirian Berhad. So they had proof experience in similar infrastructure work. They also were financially stable and they complied fully with legal and safety regulations. And importantly, they also had a strong reputation for delivering project on time and under budget. Finally, the entire process was conducted through competitive tendering. This helped the project team select the most qualified and reliable contractor. By doing so, the P12 project reduced potential risk and ensured accountability and significantly improved the chance of successful and timely completion. For the project control, it involved the active monitoring and management of four major elements, which is the price schedule, budget, scope, and quality. Its main purpose is to identify any deviations from the original plan and apply corrective actions to bring the project back on track. There are several tools commonly used in project control. The first one is CPM, second one earned value management, and the third one is S-curve. So these tools are widely used in both private and public sector. So let's look more closely at the S-curve. It is one of the most visual tools for the progress tracking. Also, it represents both physical and financial progress throughout the life of the project. So the S-curve helps project managers easily spot deviations from the original plan and quickly take action. So it is a powerful tool for decision making and providing a clear picture of whether a project is ahead, behind, or on schedule. So in the PA12 project, a combination of project control tools was used to ensure effective management, such as Primavera P6 was the primary software tools used for scheduling, tracking, tasks, and assigning the resources. Also, it helped ensure that everything stayed on time and within the budget. So in addition, earned value management and S-curve tracking were implemented to monitor both physical and financial progress and keeping everything aligned with the project goals. So why Primavera P6 was chosen? It's one of the most advanced tools for the managing large and complex projects, and it allowed the project team to plan detailed work schedule, assign the track resources, monitor performance, and control costs in real time. So this helps PF to stay on track and meet key deadline efficiently. Finally, project control tools also play key roles in risk management by continuously tracking progress, both physically and financially. The team could identify risks and early take actions before issue grow bigger. So they help ensure that the PF project remain on budget and on schedule with the target completion step. Next, I will explain about the tendering process. So let's begin with an overview of competitive open bidding in public sector constructions. So this process promotes fair treatment, transparency, and equal opportunity for all qualified contractors. So this method also encourages healthy competition, leading to better pricing and higher value for public money. So contractor evaluations are based not just on price, but also skills, experience, and the ability to meet timelines and budget. In public project like PA12, contractors receive tender papers that clearly define the project scope, term, and expectations. So these documents are essential for transparency and accountability. In Malaysia, there are two popular templates are used. The first one PAM and the second one is PWD. So for PM12 project, the PWD template is used. So this is a standard contract format widely used in Malaysian government project. So this form provides a consistent legal and technical framework, which helping to avoid misunderstanding and reduce dispute. All parties also involved for the government to the contractor and subcontractor are bound by the same rules and expectations, which enhance fairness and clarity. The contract clearly outlined the roles, rights, and responsibility for all the parties, including specific work, requirement, deadline penalties for delays, and even bonus for early completions. It also defined payment term based on construction milestone, ensuring fairness in the payment construction. To maintain a high quality, the contract includes clauses such as performance bonds, warranty and guarantee, and quality control requirement. If the contractor delivers substandard work, they may be required to fix defects at their own expenses or face penalty. So this ensures accountability and enforce high performance standard throughout the project. So lastly, the PWDHO B03 at 2022 contract also provide legal protections for all involved. So it includes fair dispute resolution mechanism and fosters cooperation through the standard contract management. As a result, the contract not only minimize legal conflict but also help with trust and collaboration.
Hi, my name is IZETTI. So I'll be presenting on the research methodology. So firstly, introduction to methodology. In procurement, research methodology is the methodological process of looking into, analyzing, and assessing procurement policies, procedures, practices, and performance. This is usually a component of scholarly study, policy analysis, or project evaluation in the supply chain or procurement domain. Second is research design. The case study approach was chosen because it is effective at enabling the researcher to analyze current events in their actual setting. This methodology allows the researcher to concentrate on a single project, such as the Mukah Sarawak Road-Based Stabilization Project, package PA12. Examine a range of topics, including technical approaches, stakeholder responsibilities, project progress, and procurement procedures. Produce descriptive, rich data that may not be revealed by quantitative methods alone. The third one is data collection review. Document review. The monthly progress report number 1 serves as the main source of factual information about the contract, the scope of work, the time frame, the financial situation, the submission records, and the organizational structure. To comprehend procedural compliance and planning, supplementary documentation comprise method statements, project tender documents, and safety plans. So the second one is semi-structured interview. Ms. Regina Stephen, an experienced project manager, participated in a semi-structured interview to support the document analysis. The goal was to gain deeper insight into the project's implementation, procurement process, and early construction challenges. She shared key information on stakeholder roles, contractor performance, and compliance with Jabatan Kerja Raya JKR Sarawak. She emphasized the importance of coordination and timely communication among the clients, technical team, contractors, and consultants. Ms. Regina also explained the contractor selection process, highlighting the focus on the technical proposals, financial capacity, and qualifications. She discussed how performance was tracked through documents like safety certificates, insurance, and work plans. She addressed technical issues such as weather, machinery mobilization, and site preparation, while also underlining the importance of safety, quality, and environmental compliance. Her insight added a valuable perspective on the project's overall management and operations. So next one is ethical consideration. Ethical considerations were actually followed to ensure the research was conducted properly, respectfully, and transparently. These measures help protect participants' rights and maintain the integrity of the data. Ms. Regina Stephen gave informed consent before the interview. She was fully briefed on the study's purpose, the type of questions being asked, and how the data will be used. Her participation was voluntary, and she was free to withdraw at any time without consequences. Anonymity and confidentiality were respected. Although Ms. Regina allowed her name to be used, sensitive details about internal processes or stakeholders were kept private. Nothing disclosed in the report could harm reputation or breach regulations. To maintain accuracy and integrity, no data was altered or misrepresented. The interview was recorded faithfully with clear separation between facts and interpretations. The research also followed the principle of non-maleficence, avoiding harm to individuals, organizations, or the project. Findings were presented constructively to support learning and improvement, not to assign blame. Finally, ethical approval or informal clearance from relevant parties was obtained, ensuring the research aligned with institutional protocols and confidentiality agreements. By following these guidelines, the study respected all participants and maintained professional and ethical standards.
Next, my name is CLAUDIA and I will explain about the data analysis of this report. And the procurement system for package PA12, this project is used the traditional procurement system. This procurement is a method widely used for public infrastructure due to its emphasis on transparency and clear procedural separation. During the design phase, Barudin Angon Tegasan Rian Berhad was appointed as the design and supervision consultant, which is responsible for preparing all necessary drawings and specifications, while Opus consultant San Rian Berhad served as the project's management consultant, overseeing the overall project implementations on behalf of the client. The construction phase commenced only after design's completions. A competitive bidding process was conducted, resulting in the appointment of Kalaka Jayasan Durian Berhad as the main contractor. Notably, under this procurement system, the contractor had no involvement during the design stage, which is this one of features that ensure design impartiality and strict adherence to project specifications. This procurement model offers several advantages, which are high transparency, a fixed lump sums contracts of 31.66 millions by providing cost certainty for the client, and the third one is full compliance with government's procurement regulations, enhancing credibility and governance. In conclusions, although it may not be the fastest procurement method, the traditional procurement system remains a reliable and preferred approach for these projects. And that's all from me. Thank you. And now we meet again for contractor selections. And for tender process, open tender was used due to project scale and complexity. Kalaka Jayasan Durian Berhad was selected from a wide pool of bidders. And this selections was based on the financial evaluations. And the outcome of this selection is contractor was chosen based on ability to meet project targets in time, cost, and quality. And that's all for the contractor selections.
So the contract form they use for this one is PWD form 203A revision 2010. It's a standard checkout contract for the traditional procurement. Why it's suitable? It's used when design is done before contractor appoint, commonly used in Malaysia public project, ensure legal procedure and statutory compliance. Key contract for provision is defined as JKR employer, contractor consultant is a site officer, and this cover the scope of work, specification, time extension variation, LAD, payment certification, and dispute resolution. It's also being covered for this project. The Kalaka Jaya Road project is performance bonds RM 1.558 million. The effectivity period is 12 months plus 6 months for remedial. LAD ensure the time, delivery and protect against the delay for the current project. Post-COVID shift in a PA in 12 implementation. The first one is time sustainability. Post-COVID stimulus accurate for the project timeline. It's used for the fast-track procurement and mobilization even under traditional system. The circular for PK 1.6 2021 urged quick approval for the economic recovery and pre-COVID longer lead time and urgency. Second is risk calculation. LAD applies strictly for this project is 6,933 per day to enforce the timelines. Post-COVID, fresh inflation caused ready use contractor via inflation risk. Third, pre-COVID variation price in clause 36 PWD 2203A was common for long-term project. CIDB now promotes internal risk control, bulk buying, fixed price sub, and consistent plan. Third, and then the last one is use the rod-based stabilization treatment, reduce time, cost, and material usage. It supports CIDB, IBS, and Green Technology Roadmap 2021-2035. It's the benefit of this is faster construction, less raw material import reliance, lower the waste and transport costs. Pre-COVID, also traditional construction method, it can cost slower, costlier, and labor intensive due to inflation of price during COVID. So in conclusion, for Black Jaya project case, traditional procurement remain prevalent today, particularly in rich sector like oil and gas, though its contractual requirements are often mistake. For example, dairy system and the desalination utilities have been managed through the trader to facilitate customer communication. Architect-led agreement once common and no longer viable due to outdated specification and payment structure. Notably, high medical demand during the pandemic highlight the disparity of the data-driven procurement method over traditional supply chains. So during COVID and after COVID, the traditional procurement method remain to be used until today, no matter during COVID or after COVID. Thank you. So one of solution for next time in the future, for recommendation for the traditional method is we need to streamline the procurement, revise site-specific requirement early and ensure all the approval are secure before contract finalization to avoid delay. Second, daily monitoring. Implement centralized portals for the contractor and client communication, replacing manual process of email and paper documentation. This reduces time, cost, and human error while improving transparency. So by meaning that digital monitoring is giving one site or one link to be used for the contractor and the client to update all the things for the communication for the project and for the others. This can reduce the cost that will be used for us and then reduce our error also, as AI is helping us to generate and to help us to monitoring the data. The last one is procurement system. Adopt unified platform for submission and upcoming tender and ensure consistency, which is e-procurement mean the government or the contractor the client should make one portal that will adapt all the tender for the submission to ensure equality and consistency for every contractor. Thank you.